Purpose of today's tie-dye tutorial is to show you how to get maximum vibrancy in your color. It's not going to be maximum detail. It is going to be really deep color. Okay, I'm going to put on my gloves because touching soda ash can irritate your skin. My most recent batch of soda ash water I mixed a little stronger. Normally it would be 1 cup of soda ash per 1 gallon of water, and I think I did almost 2 cups per 1 gallon of water. I don't know if that's what you should do, but it's what I did for these. So if you have one of these spinners, you can spin out the soda ash water and then put it back into the original bin so you can save it. I'm gonna set this aside for right now, and I'm gonna decide on my colors. This is a limited color palette. I want to do actually I think I'm gonna use soft orange and some kind of pink. I want to do an orange to pink gradient, but get it as saturated as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and put my mask on because I'm about to open up the dye and I don't want to breathe it in. It's a little easier to talk with this mask though, so that's nice. What I am going to do is take one color and scoop some of the powdered dye in first, but I need to decide on my second color. Maybe I'll just go with coral pink. We'll go with coral pink and soft orange. I'm trying to decide if I want to mix liquid in 2 containers and pour them in simultaneously on different ends, or if I want to mix yellow, put the shirt in, fully immerse it in yellow, and then add another color on one end to make the gradient. Might be a good topic for an experiment. Usually I don't do liquid dye because I think it's really annoying to have to mix, so I'm just gonna go with the easiest possible way of doing this. And I'm just gonna decide on the amount of dye willy-nilly, but I'll tell you how much I decide on after we do it. So we've got 1/4, another 1/4. Maybe we'll call it 1 teaspoon of soft orange dye. And now the easy way to mix this is I'm going to take it over to the sink and spray it with the sprayer. And that will break up the dye, mix it up, all in one step. So I don't have to try to get that to dissolve. The sprayer kind of just does it. I should bring you over here to see what I am doing. Okay, that looks good. Okay, the dye is dissolved in there, and now I'm going to take this shirt. Wait, back up. First I'm going to mix a second color. Okay, this was soft orange. I think I want to stick to the plan. It's coral pink. All right, I'm going to add more water, but I'm just adding a little bit for it to drop in there. And I'm gonna slosh it around to mix it up and dissolve it. Okay, so let's do 1/2 teaspoon of coral pink. And then to get it mixed, I'm just gonna do this. You could put a lid on there and shake it. That would be really effective. I don't like dealing with funnels to try to get liquid dye into containers. It's so annoying to me. I'd rather just ice dye it at that point. And then when I use the sprayer, it's gonna agitate it more and get it all dissolved. Okay. I can't quite tell if it should be stronger, but we'll see. Okay, next step is we're gonna lay the shirt in. I'm gonna put it probably face down and see the color. That's pretty dark. Darker than I thought this would be. I was imagining like a light yellow, but I went with orange, so I don't know what I was thinking, right? Okay, so right now I'm just using my hands to get this fully saturated. I want it to be completely colored. And then I'm gonna pour a second color in on one end, but I'm gonna try to scrunch it nicely in here. The scrunch will give it some detail, but I'm not really going for, detail is not the point here. Subtle modeling and detail will be a nice nuance, but it's not what we're going for with this. No white spots. There will be no white on this shirt because I just used my hands to squish it, to move it and agitate it. If you just scrunched this in here as a white shirt and then poured dye in, it can look like it's completely saturated and it won't be. It'll have white spots throughout the shirt, and so I don't like that. So that's why it's here's my proprietary technique of squishing it. Next, we're gonna pour in the pink. All right, I just poured it in on one end, and I'm just watching to see what it does. It's of course flowing up a little bit, but at the very end down here, I'm gonna squish it because I want there to be a gradient of color and detail. So I want it to be darker at the bottom and a little less saturated towards the top. You know, I don't know that pink was dark enough to really do anything here, so I'm gonna mix up some more dye of a darker pinkish red color. So what's nice about this is you can just go slow and decide how it looks, check it, do you like the color, because this is pretty much what you're gonna get. There's not a whole lot of surprise to this. If you decide sky blue down here, lavender down here, and you just pour them in, squish it, that's what you're gonna get. And that's nice when you're tired of getting, you know, going for those magic results with a different technique and then it doesn't turn out. Sometimes you just need a feel-good project where it turns out a pretty color. So I'm gonna pick, I should probably do fuchsia. Let me see. Yeah, let's do fuchsia. Hopefully it looks good. I mixed soda ash into this. We'll see what happens, I guess. Okay, I'm gonna do half a teaspoon of fuchsia. And the nice thing about this method is the sprayer does the mixing. All right, how much water was that? Like 8 ounces of water for a half a teaspoon of dye. So at this point, if you're using a really dark concentrated color and it's not all the way mixed in and dissolved in the water, and then you pour it on here and squish it around, undissolved clumps will create speckles, so that's just something to be aware of. If that bothers you, then make sure this is fully dissolved. So down here at the bottom, I'm squishing it because I want that to be very well mixed in at the bottom. This is going to be red down here. At the top, it's going to be orange. And then in the middle, it's going to do what it wants. But I am going to slosh it around a little bit. Actually, I don't have a good reason for why I'm doing that. I just want to. I think it just feels good to squish it. That's part of the fun of this dye method, is you just get to put your hands in there and swish it around a little bit. Okay, and then at this point, I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it sit. You can use warm water and it'll batch a little faster. With reds and oranges, you could safely wash this in 12 hours with red and orange. If you're using blue or turquoise, you would wanna wait the full 24 hours to get maximum vibrancy in blue. Okay, the shirt is done. And this lighting is not ideal, but I really love the way the shirt turned out. Is it fancy and complicated? No. It's balanced, it's colorful, and I love it.